A democratically elected president tried to give unused land to his country's poorest citizens. A fruit company asked the CIA to stop him. 1952, Guatemala, a tiny country in Central America with one enormous problem. A single American corporation owned 42% of all the country's land. The United Fruit Company, they grew bananas, and they ran Guatemala like a private colony. They had their own railroad, their own ports, their own telegraph lines. They paid almost nothing in taxes. But here's the thing. Most of that land? They didn't even use it. They just held it. Empty. Exposed dirt. Enter Jacobo Arbenz, democratically elected in 1951. He looked at all that empty land, and he had one idea. Give it to the people who had nothing. Decree 900, the Agrarian Reform Law, 1952. The rule was simple. If you own land and you're not using it, the government buys it and gives it to farmers who will. And the price? Whatever value the owners had declared on their own tax forms. See, United Fruit had been lying on their taxes for years, declaring their land was nearly worthless, to avoid paying. Now that fake number was the real price, their own lie used against them. Beautiful. United Fruit did not think it was beautiful. They didn't negotiate. They picked up the phone. They called Washington. They hired Edward Bernays, the father of public relations. His job, turn a land reform into a communist invasion. Journalists flew to Guatemala on United Fruit's dime. They came back calling Arbenz a Soviet puppet. And it worked, because the two most powerful men in American foreign policy were already listening. Secretary of State, John Foster Dulles, former partner at Sullivan and Cromwell, United Fruit's own law firm. CIA Director, Alan Dulles, also a former Sullivan and Cromwell man, also financially tied to United Fruit. The Secretary of State and CIA Director both had personal financial ties to the banana company, and they were about to overthrow a democracy. Part 2 next.